We have come full circle. 67 episodes ago, after we'd built Angela the Slasher, our very first frigate, one of the first things that we did was run the Angel Cartel Epic Arc to get the blueprint for the Cynabal that we're still trying to build. Well, now, here we are, back in Kenora, ready to talk once again to the coward LR Stin. This is Bill. Bill wants to build a Cynabal and join the Angel Cartel cause in Zarzak, but he's not making it easy on himself. Hello, building a Cynabal. Good to see you again. I would like to remind you have previously completed this epic arc, and for you to embark on it once again, I'll have to erase all memory of the arc from your mind. My goodness. Yes, we're gonna do that. Because we're doing it once again. We ran Angel Sound the first time in a slasher with Tech 1 modules, and now, in the final days of the series, we're gonna do it once again in something a little more capable. LR Stin, however, is not an agent of consequence. We're not going to be working for her. We're just going to take the introduction out to Abdiel Verat in Kirsch. And so, as I promised, I'm going to live stream this entire run through Angel Sound Redux. I'm live streaming tonight at 0200 Eve time. That's about 8 hours from now. But before that stream begins, I want to get a ship out there to Kirsch so that we can be ready to hit the ground running. And Fiona the Catalyst, who's probably the best thing I've got for this kind of outing, is still stuck out in Fountain where we ended the last live stream. So I invite you to sit back and watch a hopefully uneventful montage of me extracting Fiona from Fountain and staging her out to Kirsch, where the fun will really begin. Good news, it turns out that there's a Thera wormhole also in Fountain, just 8 jumps away. So I have popped a core probe launcher and 8 core scanner probes into one of Fiona's highs, and we're going to try and survive 8 jumps across nullsec and get ourselves, once again, back into Thera. Okay, here we are in 9R4, where the Thera hole is supposed to be. I'm just going to make a safe before I start scanning, because there are some other people in local. There's only one signature in system. KBD, is that our in-hole? According to Eve Scout, it is. Okay, I think we're live. Perfect. We are ready to run Angel Sound. I'm gonna give fair warning right up front. I think that we are at an increased risk of being stream sniped here. It occurred to me after I promised that I was gonna stream this run that this was probably not the ideal content to be live streaming. I have no delay on the video here, and we're going to be running these missions out in nullsec, in Kirsch, NPC nullsec, where anyone can easily come try and kill us. And all of these missions happen in a well-defined pocket of like 4 to 6 systems. So if anyone's watching the stream and wants to come try and kill me, well, now's the chance to do it. It's not going to be that hard to catch me. And we're flying in Fiona the Catalyst, a 72.3 million ISK Tech 1 destroyer, because we've still got the Dead Space micro warp drive on here. We've still got the Dead Space armor rep on here. We're pretty blinged out, especially for this Bootstrap run. The only change I've made to Fiona from the fit that we were using for the nullsec ratting stream is I pulled one of the mag stabs and replaced it with a damage control 2. We're not going to need maximum DPS for these missions. Remember, the last time I ran Angel Sound, it was an Angela the Slasher who had about 70 DPS. And now, even with only one mag stab, we have 311. Now, the other thing I want to say is that we're running these missions because they are a great way to earn ISK real fast. Our ISK per hour running Angel Sound is probably higher than anything else that we can do, except that we can only run Angel Sound once every 3 months. When I'm editing this video together, the goal I'm putting down here is not going to be complete Angel Sound. The thing that we are actually trying to do today is get ourselves over the 150 million ISK line so that we can buy the Life Support Backup Unit BPO. Costs 150 million ISK. It is the last thing we need to buy. And we have 126.5 million ISK already, which might be a bit of a surprise if you watched the last stream or watched episode 75, because at the end of the stream, we only had 102 million ISK. But after I logged off, one more tick came in, and more importantly, we got a bunch of ESS payouts. I also got, this morning, 1.8 million ISK just for flying out here. That's from the first mission from LR Stin, and that mission was to report to Abdiel Verat. So without further ado, let's see what Abdiel Verat has to say. I look out for talented people such as you. Yeah, I know, we've met before. What's the actual mission? Recon the wormhole site for the cartel in YKE4. That is one jump away. Let's go. Because I'm very aware of stream sniping, and because we're trying to maximize ISK per hour, I'm going to be moving fast here. I'm going to try my best not to let my chit-chatting and dilly-dallying slow us down too much, and just hit the missions one after the other, run them as fast as we can. One thing that's nice about being out here in Kirsch is that we've already got all of these bookmarks. I'm warping to a safe right now because the YKE4 gate was not within D-scan range of the station where I was docked up. So I wanted to make sure I could get eyes on it before I warp to it. And we're just going to keep jumping gates, running missions, jumping gates. I want to give any I want to give any scoundrels who are among the viewers right now as little time as possible to set up a bubble on the gate that I'm about to warp to. Only one person in system. Let's warp straight to our mission location. As I recall, all we have to do here is approach a wormhole. Some NPCs will spawn. We don't have to kill them. And maybe I should have accepted the mission before we flew over here. I'm noticing now that I seem to have read that mission and not accepted it. We're off to a good start. I was just looking. I was like, I have a location here. It says mission location, but it's actually in my personal locations because I bookmarked it last time I ran this arc. So that's okay. You gotta get one of those out of your system early. And from here on out, it'll be smooth as butter. Offered. All right. Abdiel Verat, I accept. I've already scouted out, cleverly scouted out YKE4, so we know it was pretty quiet. As I was saying, I'm going to set the goal. The goal here tonight is get 150 million ISK. It's not complete the epic arc. If this goes sideways, if I get killed and potted out of Curse, I debated staging some extra ships out here, but basically if we're getting camped or we're getting hunted with combat probes in our missions, I'm not going to force it. If this goes sideways and we get killed and potted while I'm running this arc, then this stream is going to become a low-sec belt ratting stream because one way or another, I am dinging 150 tonight. We only have 24 million ISK to go. And once we've dinged 150, it's buy a life support backup unit blueprint, build the life support backup units, and then build a Cynabal and get to Zarzak. That is what's left. There are maybe 2 episodes after this one, and then an epilogue. Unless things go really sideways, I suppose. There are ways the next couple episodes could get screwed up on me, but let's not spend too much time thinking about that right now. Someone in chat is saying that they have 31 jumps if they want to kill me. That is a pretty long way. Have you checked Thera, though? There might be a good Thera connection. I haven't checked if there's a Thera connection out here near here, actually, now that I've said that. Nearest Thera connection is 15 jumps away in high sec. I think I'm safe. All right, there are 2 exec navies now sitting on this gate. Let's see. What do you do here in this situation? I think I preheat the micro warp drive and burn back to the gate. They've both aggressed. We're through. Warp to a safe. And there is another way out of the system, and as I recall, going out through Armok actually lets us backdoor into KTAC-Q. That got the blood flowing a little bit, though. That was a surprising amount of adrenaline. I didn't want to die in the middle of the first mission. It's really nice that you can heat the micro warp drive now while you still have gate cloak. That is a huge deal. It didn't used to be the case. It would have taken me another 2 or 3 seconds probably to get back to the gate without being able to preheat. Or, you know, maybe 1 second. What you can do if you're really fast is you can align and then heat before you activate it. But then that has you moving slow for the first couple of ticks, which means if you get webbed early, you're really screwed. Now that you can preheat and have the micro warp drive ready to go full speed as soon as you decloak, so much easier. A flycatcher, an interdictor, has joined them now on the YKE gate. I'm not going to imagine that this is here for me just yet. This area of space is a good one for hunting in. But things are definitely a little bit hot right now. But it looks like we've got the first mission in the bag. All right, Abdiel Verat. Mission complete. 5 million ISK. We're at 131 already. What's next? We have to choose if we're going to take natural consequences or Serpentis fill-in. Now, so I did natural consequences last time. So I was kind of tempted to do Serpentis fill-in this time. But as I recall, the danger with Serpentis fill-in is that there is a mission in that branch of the chain that requires you to actually move a mission item. So if you die while carrying it, then the epic arc is just done. You can't finish it. The first time I intentionally avoided that chain so as not to get locked out. And this time I know there's a gate being camped. But I said if we died, that was it for the epic arc for tonight anyways. So let's take the gamble. This mission pays out 6 million ISK. If we can get the sealed research cache to EW tap. 2 jumps away, and it's not through the gate they were camping. We're doing it. Need to not forget to put it into our hold. Let's go. PL gate is clear. It's good. If those guys are watching the stream and trying to kill me specifically, they're not quite fast enough on the jump. Or probably they just are camping the YKE gate. Okay, is that Tyrannus on the EW gate? No. Let's go. Feeling pretty good about this. I didn't actually read the rest of the mission. Where do I find... All right, how do I pull up that conversation with Abdiel Verat again? Okay, I need to put it in this canister. That seems to be it. Okay. I didn't read the mission to see if there was any combat in this pocket as well, but it looks like no. So it looks like if anyone warps in, if any NPCs warp in on me, I should be able to just ignore them and warp off again. We go 1,837 meters per second with the Corelli A-Type 5MN micro warp drive. Pretty fast for a catalyst. Flying the 100 kilometers over here still takes a second. I noticed too that we can complete this remotely, which is nice. We won't have to go back to KTAQ to get our next mission. All right. Sealed research cache. Good work. I need you for something else. I am ready. 6 million ISK, 138. We're getting there fast. This was a good shout. Whoever it was, I forget who recommended. I forget who recommended that we do Angel Sound again, but this is so much faster than Nullsec Belt Radic. Okay, next mission. Another 6 million ISK to destroy the Garista's invaders in AAM TAC. Our first combat mission. And that is 3 jumps away, back through CL TAC, and back through KTAQ. I'm going to minimize this so we can find the conversation easily. Did I accept it yet? Accept. Let's go. I wonder if I could have done that the first time when I forgot to accept the mission. If I could have talked to Abdiel Verat remotely. No, probably not. No, probably that first mission from that agent, you have to actually talk to them. Contreras is still here. Are they on my gate? They are on my gate. That is not great. They've gone through. I'm warping to a safe, which is still within D-scan range of the gates. I'm going to give that Tyrannus a minute to get off grid. There's a chance that they've gone through to wait for me specifically if they're one of the people watching the stream, but I'm going to assume that they're not. Most people currently in Kirsch are not watching my stream, so now we're going through. Tyrannus is off grid. That's good. Straight to our encounter. This is a lot more NPCs than I was expecting to see in here. Okay, a bunch of them are leaving. I'm assuming I won't have to actually kill those battleships. Destroy the Garista's invaders. Okay. This seems more reasonable. Let's go for the battlecruiser first. Yeah, so I'm flying the same 8 blasters web microwarp drive setup that I was using for belt ratting. It's less well suited probably to killing frigates and destroyers than it is to killing battlecruisers and battleships. But with the web, I should be able to keep them in blaster range. I'm probably gonna have to turn off the microwarp drive every time I get within range of someone. I can't imagine anything's gonna have scram here. If there's something that's trying to kite me, one of these named guys like Yukiro here may actually do some kiting, at which case I might have to microwarp drive, pulse it to stay within range, stay within blaster range. But I ran this, not this mission, but this arc, in a slasher. I feel like I'd have to be really messing up for this to be a problem in a dead space destroyer. Oh, I am webbed now though. But our Corelli A-type small armor rep seems to be up to the task. of tanking Yukiro. I can't perma-run it with the Mecha Warp Drive, though. I might have to turn it off for a minute while I'm Mecha Warp driving into blaster range. There we go. Now this should go down fast. I think probably with this Garista ship, I'm shooting it. Yeah, I'm shooting it in its weak spot as much as she has one. Which I would not have been doing probably in Angela the Slasher. I may have had phase plasma actually. All right. Complete remotely. Easy peasy. 144 million ISK. Request mission. This is going to take us across the line. We are at 144.6 million ISK. If we can get the best kind of revenge by eliminating all hostile targets at the cloning facility, then we'll be at 150. I mean, we're going to keep running the arc, of course, until we finish or die. But if we can do this one mission without dying on those 3 jumps back to EW TAC, then we've accomplished our main goal for the evening, which is pretty darn exciting. There are people in local, because now I'm going to want to get eyes on the KTAC Q gate. I would have wanted to do this anyways, but I especially want to descan that before I go back through. KTAC Q is probably the most dangerous system right now. Not only is it where my agent lives, but you kind of have to go through it to get anywhere. In YKE, when we got caught at the gate, we had the option of going around to Armok to get to KTAC Q. But if you're going, as we are now, from one side of KTAC Q to another, as I recall, it is a bottleneck. Yeah, the KTAC Q to CL gate. You have to take that gate to get from the west end of Kirsch to the east end of Kirsch. Aha. These guys again. Alright, so it's going to be the same plan this time. But this time the flycatcher is going to fly through and bubble me to the other side. Which means I'm going to need to also get away from that flycatcher on the AAM side. Reheat the Mecha Warp Drive. Actually, no, we're running for it. I was looking at how far away that flycatcher was. We're definitely faster than an Executor Navy. That flycatcher was hugging the gate. We only had to burn 5 kilometers in order to get out of the bubble. And if we burned back to the gate, we were just going to be in the same situation on the other side. I mean, whoever aggroed us couldn't follow through, but the flycatcher was not going to aggro. And I really want to complete this one mission before those guys catch me. I'm fine with them eventually catching me, but I want to tick 150 first. A destroyer is not typically the most slippery ship. You can only run so many gates, so many bubbled gates in your destroyer before you get caught. I was pretty on the ball in both of those 2 escapes, but like if they get a couple more people, if they get an interceptor with Scram and Webb, they'll catch me for sure. Or if I just like spawn off the gate in the wrong spot, too close to them, then I'll be in trouble. I will say for sure, having the dead space Mecha Warp Drive here has been a huge boon for being able to run gates like that though. In both of those situations, I think the dead space Mecha Warp Drive may easily have made the difference in terms of getting away. All right, we have to eliminate all hostile targets. Then upload the Serpentis Inquest virus by approaching the central database hub. I assume that will be apparent once we're in there. In we go. Warning, restricted area. Listen up, whoever you are. This area is off limits to anyone who isn't just coming back from the dead. Well, maybe that's me. Cruise missile launchers. Cruise missiles probably won't apply to me too well once I'm moving. I'm going to try going for the cruisers first. If I see a lot of damage coming in from those turrets, though, I will go for the towers. I also am going to spiral on these guys slightly. Yeah, the cruise missile damage seems tankable. Get in web range, orbit 500, kill an Orthrus. Oh, something hit me good there. It was actually the cruiser himself. Yeah, the cruisers are doing more damage than the turrets, which is perhaps expected. But one's down, and the other guy doesn't have long to live. I think there's a good chance that we won't have to kill the towers at all. They often don't count as necessary targets for missions and spawns and things like that. Oh, but there are more baddies, which does make me kind of feel like I might want to have killed the targets, the towers, just to get some DPS off the field, in case whatever spawns next is right on the hairline of what I can kill. So I'm going to kill all but one of these mercenary elite fighters, and then I'm going to go kill the towers before killing the last guy, in the hopes that the last frigate is actually the trigger for the next wave spawn. I've stopped my armor rep for a second because I was running into cap problems constantly on the last stream when I was trying to run the micro warp drive and the armor rep at the same time. I probably don't need to web the cruise missile battery. So I'm going to try here and run the armor rep when I'm not running the micro warp drive. When I'm running the micro warp drive, my signature radius blooms. Against cruise missiles, I'm not actually sure that makes a huge difference as long as I keep moving. If I'm going slow with the micro warp drive on, then the cruise missiles will apply a ton of damage to me. But when I'm going fast in a straight line with the micro warp drive on, my speed itself also mitigates damage. So it's kind of a wash usually against missiles with a micro warp drive. Just don't run your micro warp drive and sit still. It's the worst thing you can do. Let's see if I can cheese this for a second, now that it's only rookies left. I'm gonna see if I can just wait like a minute, 90 seconds for my cap to recharge a little bit before I kill these guys and trigger the next wave. We are alone in system. If there were, say, combat scanner probes on scan, I wouldn't want to be just sitting here in the pocket like this. There we go, that's enough. I didn't need a lot of cap. I just didn't want to be one micro warp drive cycle away from capping out. Oh, was that the end of it anyways? Was that the last wave? We need to approach the central database hub. One or more of our mission requirements has not been completed. Oh, now it has. Now it has. Bam! 151 million ISK. Stream success? Op success? But, I mean, come on. Let's run the rest of the chain. This will get us a second domination target painter. Not that we've ever used the first one. Oh, I feel so good, guys. No matter what happens now, if they pod me back to Amamake, I can start building my shit right away. Oh, wow. Which is good, too, because this has me flying back over to AAM TAC, which I'm pretty sure is going to mean trying to sneak by those scoundrels once again. This was a really good idea. This was a really good idea. I'm glad we did this. It's more interesting too than just running more belts out in Syndicate or Fountain. More interesting. Oh, here's the flycatcher. He came through and popped it after I warped. I descanned, that gate was clear when I warped. So now the flycatcher is going to be on grid imminently. So I need to get moving straight away. I should have preheated. That flycatcher probably can't catch me. Oh, the Cynabal though. Cynabal's gonna kill me before I got off grid. That'd be beautiful. Killed by a Cynabal. Oh! Fiona dies to a Cynabal. That is just right. That's appropriate. There's nothing I can do here. I got scrammed. As soon as that scram landed, I was done. And the flycatcher's gonna get my pod. Oh, you guys. This is just right. This is just right. Good fight, you guys. Enjoy the loot. I hope the Dead Space stuff dropped for him. If I'd picked... Oh, I wasn't pointed when I tried to warp out. I panicked and I tried to warp to my safe spot, but I wasn't actually aligned to it. I had flown off in a direction that was off axis from my safe spot. If I had taken the time to look in first person view or with the camera and see what safe or what celestial I was moving towards and had chosen that as a warp destination first, then I might have gotten off grid there. But when I turned towards my safe spot, they were able to close the distance and get the scram on me. The Corelli A-Type small armor rep didn't drop for them, but the Corelli A-Type 5MN Mecha Warp Drive did. I hope they make good use of it. Noise FX, Wolfga was, and Skeely 6. Well done. I was thumbing my nose at you a few times there, getting past you. I'm glad that I escaped enough times to get just the critical number of missions done. We have 153.6 million ISK, so nothing else matters. We are in Thera right now. Now, the place that I actually want to be is Naomake, but I've got a clone there. Let's jump to Naomake right now, because what I want to do before I log off tonight, I'm 99.5% sure that it's the life support backup unit blueprint that I still need, because I already have here the auto integrity preservation seals blueprint. Have I built those yet? I have not built them yet. All right, we're doing it. We're building them right now. I need to buy a life support backup unit blueprint. I'm pretty sure it's for sale right here in station. Buy this one, yes. And then we're going to look at, in our assets, our Cynabal blueprint tucked away in Minar. We need 29 life support backup units and 57 auto integrity preservation seals. Let's build the auto integrity preservation seals first. 3 per run. 57 means we need, I guess that's 19. 19 of them, and thankfully we did not miscalculate. We have all of the reinforced carbon fiber we need. We have all the super tensile plastics we need. We have all the nanites we need, and 57 auto integrity preservation seals will be ready in 7.5 hours. Of life support backup units, I've already forgotten. We need 29. That is 10 runs. We have all the reinforced carbon fiber we need. We have all the test cultures we need. We have all the viral agents we need. 29 life support backup units will be done in 4 hours. I don't have the technology to put up my build list, my little overlay while I'm live streaming, but for the episode, for episode 76, for those of you who are watching this after the fact, bam and bam, because that's it. That's everything fully collapsed. When these 2 jobs finish tomorrow morning, when I deliver these jobs, I'll be able to build a Cynabal, except that all of my Cynabal building stuff is not together in one place. And I am definitely not going to be live streaming that move up, you guys. Oh, this is the point. This is the point in the run where things could go sideways in the most painful way possible.